Hi everyone, my name's Lily and I'm the book reviewer behind Utopia State of Mind, and today it's that time of the month again where we're going to talk about the Libro FM sale picks for this month, which is June. So Editing Lily here. In the video, you're only going to see the YA picks. I ended up filming this, and basically when I ended it, I realized that the video was way too long, so you're only going to be seeing the YA picks. And I'll put the romance picks in a second video. So if you're interested in both, just check out the second video as well. If you didn't know, basically every month I go through the Libro FM sale audiobook picks, and I tell you which ones I'd recommend, which ones are on my TBR. I personally am obsessed with Libro FM. I just want to mention as well that all links in the description box will be affiliate links. If you don't want to use them, that's fine. Just search Libro FM and then whatever book title I'm using. Also, this is not like sponsored content. This is just because I listen to a lot of audiobooks every month. A lot of people ask how I'm able to listen and read as much in a month. I'm constantly listening to audiobooks, whether that be when I'm brushing my teeth at night or in the morning or doing dishes, making food, like when I'm crocheting. I'm just listening to audiobooks all the time. I barely listen to music in that sense, so listening to music is a treat. But I'm listening to audiobooks basically all the time. And so that's why I love to talk about Libro FM. If you don't know anything about Libro FM, I'm just going to do my quick pitch about it first and how it works. Then we'll talk about the sale audiobooks. So first of all, Libro FM is an independent audiobook service. It works as a subscription model where you pay $14.99 per month, and that gives you 1 credit for an audiobook of that month. If you are an active member, which means you're currently paying that subscription, you'll get an additional 30% off on any sale audiobooks you buy, including all of the books that I'm mentioning. I'm an active member, active paying member, so often I get the prices mixed up, but I'm going to try not to do that for this video. But if you're an active member, you get 30% off. If you're not a paying member, you can still buy the audiobooks. All the audiobooks are yours forever once you buy them. And also, as I said, Libro FM is an independent audiobook platform, so it also serves and helps support independent bookstores. When you create an account, but you need an account, even if you're not a paying member, you still need an account to get the audiobooks. When you get an account, you're able to pick an independent bookstore that you're partnering with or that you are donating some of the profits for that specific audiobook. My bookstore right now is Books of Wonder, which is my favorite children's/YA bookstore in New York City. And let's see, what else do I have to say? I'm trying to get this faster. I really should have a separate intro that I use for every month of these. I think that's all. There are a few special things I want to talk about later in this video. For added special events and promotions that are going on for Libro FM. So I'll make sure to put a chapter there because these are a bit different. This month, in terms of sale books, we were completely blessed by the YA Club. There were so many ones I wanted to talk about. And the first one is A Phoenix First Must Burn. This is a 16-story anthology about Black girl magic, resistance, and hope. I really enjoyed this anthology. It is fantastic. I loved the varying stories and the way that it talks about love and resilience and resistance and strength. It has a really varied level of kind of fantasy stories, and this is fantastic, under $5. The next one is The Voting Booth. I really enjoyed it. Obviously, voting this year is going to be an intense voting year, but The Voting Booth is basically about these two students. It's a YA book. One of them is kind of like really involved in the election. I don't remember if she is like a canvasser or how involved she is in terms of the actual infrastructure. But then there's basically another character and he can't vote. And so she sees him being turned away and then wants to help. The next one, which is under $4, by the way. The next one is Love from Mecca to Medina, which is actually the sequel to Love from A to Z. So I would definitely recommend you read Love to A to Z first. But Love from Mecca to Medina, I really enjoyed because it talks a little bit about kind of the what happens after. I love when a book series, a contemporary series, talks in the first book like the great love story, right? The great get-together story. And then the second book, they talk about how you stay in love. Because I think that those are two separate things. And I think that the second one is not as focused upon in the first in terms of the YA contemporary or even just kind of like the romance genre as a whole. It's a lot about getting together and not necessarily a lot about staying together. So that's definitely why I liked Love from Mecca to Medina, under $10. The next one is I Killed Zoe Spanos, which is under $3. I think that to me, summer, for me, summer is either romance or thrillers. I tend to gravitate towards these books in the summer where there's 5 million other things I'm doing. I'm mostly outside, which I get totally absorbed by. And I feel like the romance, high angst, and the thriller, high terror are just the perfect genres to get into for the summer. This one happens, which has also little bits of it that are podcast-y, I'm pretty sure. And so this one is inspired by Daphne du Maurier's Rebecca, but basically it's a psychological suspense thriller, which is about this new character to the Hamptons village who kind of comes into this community and for the summer, and she finds out about the disappearance of Zoe Spanos. So that I had to mention that one. The next one is Wicked As You Wish, which is the first in the 100 Names for Magic series by Rin Tribeco. This was Rin Tribeco's series after The Bone Witch, but also after The Never Tilting World. So I'm not really sure where it stacks up into those terms. It's under $4. It's the first of the series, so it's a great series starters. I love when I can mention series starters in these. And it just is so fun. It's about a lot of really intense things like the fate of the kingdom, chosen ones, family secrets, family betrayal. But at the same time, it is just so fun. I think if you're reading Rin Tribeco books from, for example, The Bone Witch or The Never Tilting World, the tone is different. It's much more fun. You can see that Rin is really taking a lot of humor and taking a lot of fun character dynamics, character banter in this one. And there's a ton of different magical creatures and magical myths and folklore in 100 Names for Magic. So just definitely one of those ones where it's just like high fun, but also, are we going to be able to save the world? Are the two vibes. The next one is The Perfect Escape, which is under $4. This is Suzanne Parks. I don't know if this is Suzanne Parks' debut. I thought it was. But anyway, it's a Suzanne Park YA book, dual perspective narrator. The Perfect Escape is about two characters. They both work at a zombie-themed escape room, and within the course of the book, there is going to be a survivalist competition with a huge cash prize. Obviously, they both need the cash for varying reasons, and so they're going to now compete. What will happen? And I loved the zombie themes as well and the survival themes in this one. The next one I actually haven't read, but it's in my library actually, but it's Hurt You. This is a retelling of Mice and Men, which I am intrigued by. I don't really think I loved Of Mice and Men. It wasn't my least favorite classic, but I didn't think I loved it. And so then when this one talks about a Korean American teen instead of obviously the white people in Of Mice and Men, so I'm definitely intrigued by this one, and I own this one. So I obviously won't be picking it up, but I also haven't read it. So maybe I'll be listening to it. The next one is Ruin Song. I really love, if you love music magic, you have to check out Ruin Song. Basically, it's a lot about magic and resistance, power, and the idea that, so basically the mage is the main character and she's forced to use her magical powers of song for the queen's bidding. The queen is like not very good in this book. And so she's forced to do that, but then she gets reunited with her childhood friend who's kind of like, do you have to do this? Like, could we figure out a different way? She is part of an underground rebellion. So it's a lot about kind of how do we survive personal resistance, personal resilience, strength, power? How do we use our power? How do we use our voice in this sense? It was fabulous. It's perfect for a June pick because it's also queer. So definitely would recommend that one. The next one is Girls with Sharp Sticks, which is a first series. And actually, the second one is also on sale. So you could read both the Girls with Sharp Sticks. I think it's a duology. but I'm not sure. You could read both 1 and 2. It's basically a thriller, perfect for summer. If you look at the cover, which you'll see on the screen, it it gives a kind of like Black Mirror-esque vibe. It's a thrilling series about a boarding school where basically the girls are super super well behaved, and you're kind of like, why are they so well behaved? That is Girls with Sharp Sticks. And then it's kind of like, what is happening? Who are these? Who are the girls? Why are they so well behaved? And it had a lot of really fun and interesting twists on kind of femininity and girlhood and what it means to be like an accepted member of society in that sense. And also the first book and the second book, Girls with Razor Hearts, are on sale. So I love when there's book 1 and book 2. The next one is Blaze Wrath Games by Amparo Ortiz. This is fun because it's like dragon riding / dragon games. I can't remember the exact intricacies of the games that they're playing, but it's Olympics, but it's also a lot about the politics behind the thing that the dragon sanctuaries are being burned down around the world. So it's like all of these different multi-layered. You're gonna get dragons. You're gonna get like Olympic team dynamics as well. So it's fabulous. I really, really loved reading this one. It felt very immersive, even though so much of it is different than my world, and in this case, our world. The next one is Forest of Souls. This is the first in the series. I really like this one because it's about 2 best friends, and it's about a little bit of necromancy. So if you're also a necromancy girly like me, then you should check this one out because it's about a person who ends up she like restores her best friend's life because her best friend died in an attack. And so because of that, she is summoned to the domain of the Spider King. I'm not a spider fan. Just gonna say that right now. Spiders are not my thing, but I was able to handle this one. So if anyone was worried, it's okay. The next one is The Life and Medieval Times of Kit Sweetly, which is such a tender contemporary story about fighting against the sexism. The main character works as a wench, so she works in one of those medieval themed restaurants, and basically they not only does the company policy only allow guys to be knights, and she wants to be a knight, but secondly, there's like a lot of things in the policy and the management and the company that are not great. And so she's trying to fight against that sexism, and all of the other cast members join and then talks about that. But it also talks about Kit, and it talks about how she is balancing her and her mom and her future, all of those different things. I can always count on a Jamie Paxton contemporary book to handle all of those kind of messy, nitty-gritty, hard-hitting family dynamics. The next one is We Can't Keep Meeting Like This. This is one of Rachel Lynn Solomon's YA books. I've read all of Rachel Lynn Solomon books. This is one of them, and it's about these 2 wedding, like they're not wedding venue children. They are 2 teens, and they work. One works for wedding music, and the other one works for a catering company, and they have history between them, unresolved. Come back together, their families come back together, and they both have to help for a wedding, and then sparks and past histories spark. Basically, that is that book. I love the whole idea of kind of like looking at the wedding industry, specifically through the theme of families, so enjoyed that one. And I think the final one is Lion's Legacy, which was like a queer Indiana Jones. Basically, it's about a teen. Oops, I just closed my tab. It's about a teen. His father is a famous archaeologist. He comes back after kind of 2 years of no contact and is like, hey, come with me on my latest season and we can like rebond again, and also let's have fun adventures. And they do, and it's super fun because it does feel like in Indiana Jones in the sense that there's puzzles, there's kind of unpacking this and what does this mean when it's said in this context, but also there's a lot about the father-son relationship, and also he has just come off of a relationship with his past boyfriend. And so there's a little bit of like a queer romance storyline in there as well. I did want to mention a few special promotions that are going on because it is the 10th anniversary of Libro FM and or other things. So basically, if you have an active membership, there's a selection of audiobooks where you can actually buy 2 audiobooks for 1, so buy 2 for 1 credit. I will link that down below. It only has a certain amount of audiobooks now, but over the course of the month, they will be adding more. So definitely stay tuned for that. That's the first one. Second one, if you are not a member yet of Libro FM and would like to become a paying member and also take advantage of the 30% off, if you use the code SWITCH, you'll get an additional 2 free audiobooks to begin your membership. So I wanted to mention those as well. And then the third thing, throughout the month of June to celebrate the 10th year, Libro FM will be doing giveaways. I will put the link down below. They are for US only, but on the 24th of June will be one non-US only giveaway. So I just wanted to mention those as well in this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of these books. The second part of the videos will be coming, so just stay tuned for that. It'll be coming the same day. The video was too long, so I split them in 2. So please comment below what you are currently reading or listening to on audiobook, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!